Hi everyone, Raquel here from scrapcosy. In today's video, I'll show you how to transform kraft-grey cardboards and some rings with some pages of my book Vintage Cover Volume 3 into a vintage binder that you can use to bind anything you need. Are you ready? Okay, let's get started. I'm measuring everything by eyesight, so basically I want to bind those pages from this other book, right? So I'm just using the book as a guidance. And then I'm marking some of that lines, leaving some margins, top and down, and then also on the side. And then I'll cut two pieces of the same size, which will be the two covers. And then with an X-Acto knife or craft cutter, you're gonna cut those pieces and a spine. And as you can see, the spine is bigger than the ring. And so are the covers, which are the gap in one margin is 2/3 of the ring roughly. And now to put them together, I'm gonna use some masking tape and I'm leaving a gap in between the cover and the spine. This is very important because that will give me like a hinge for those two pieces to actually fold without breaking. So I'm just making sure that I stick together the tape on both sides. And with a piece of the same cardstock, I'm gonna mark those hinges and make sure that those two pieces can be folded. Like that. And then I'm going to repeat the same with the other side. Making sure that I leave that gap, align them, and stick them. So that's my base. Now I'll just need to make the holes, and that will be a super simple binder. So I'm calculating roughly how big that ring is, and I'm marking it with a line the center. And then I'm marking some other lines where I'll do the different holes. Roughly at 2/3 of the width of that ring. And now I'm testing how it goes. So I'm putting on one side and it comes through the other side. And basically you can close it. And that's your ring binder right there. I'm using the crocodile tool, but you can use any hole puncher awl to do the same thing. Basically you just want to make the holes wherever you want to use them in your bound pages. You could use the normal office hole puncher, and then you would basically need to calculate what is the distance between those regular holes to make your holes, but I'm using that size. And now we're going to decorate it with one of my books, Vintage Covers Volume 2, which is in blue. You can see how many nice pages it has, and I'm going for this one and this one. And I'm quickly showing you also the red one, because I was doubting if mixing the two or just sticking to the blue one. I also really like this combination, but I went for only the blue side. You can find these books and all of my books in Amazon. Just search for scrapcosy. I'll leave the links below and in the video. So I'm gonna cut that piece, two of these ones, and don't be afraid, these books are for this to be cut. Think of this like a paper pad from scrapbooking, just in a book format. So that will be for one side of the cover and the other side of the cover. And I'll mount them like this. And then I'm gonna cut two more pages for the inside and one for the spine. So these ones will be the inside of my binder, and I'm cutting two of them. This cutting knife was not working really well, so I swapped it for a better one. And here I have also the spine. So it will be mounted like this, and I like this combination very much. Now I'm gonna glue them with some Mod Podge. Not some, actually a lot of Mod Podge, because the more generous the better. And you need to be quick as well, because it dries pretty quickly. It's a very nice glue, matte finish. I really like it. I'm making sure that I press really hard so there are no bubbles or anything. And I'm marking those edges. And then with some scissors, I'm cutting the corners. But I'm not going right to the edge of the cardboard. I'm leaving some margin, so then the the corners will be really covered. And I'm working first on the bottom, then I'll work on the top. Making sure that I put lots of glue and that I hide very well the corners. I'm helping myself with that too, with the bone folder. And once everything is glued, then I'll work on the side. And with that, I would have one of the covers done. Well, at least the outside. The inside, we'll do that later. And same thing on the other side, more glue. And working really quickly and generously, making sure everything is covered, centering very well and leaving margin in all the 3 sides, and trying to be at the same distance from the center. Now trimming those corners, and same method as before, bottom and top, and working very well those edges. You will see how nice it becomes at the end of the process. Even if you just glue the paper and don't do any of the other steps that I will do, it will turn out really, really nicely. I'm making sure all the time that I kind of clean my surface, because in case that there is some glue, I don't want to see those spots attached to my cover. So I'm trying to be sort of clean. And once I have those 2 parts, then I'm going to work on the spine. And measuring there, I want to see some of that beige spine, so I'm not covering the whole thing. So you can see it on both sides. And again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going over the edge to make sure that I can fold that spine on the other side of the cover. Making it centered, pressing hard. And here I'm trying to mark a little bit those edges that we did before, so we can fold it. That's really important that you do it more or less quickly. And I'm marking the holes with a pencil, so that I know where I need to make the holes again, because obviously we are covering it now with a paper, but we'll need to reopen the holes. You could totally do them at the end, but I think it's better if we keep on reopening them. So I'm opening the holes again, 4 of them, and then I'll work on the inside. So I'm just making sure that I leave some of the margin. I really like to see the cover going on the other side, so I'm leaving that big margin on purpose, because at the end of the day, that's how all the books are sort of bound, right? You can see both sides on the inside, the exterior cover and the interior cover meet sort of in the inside, and I really like that. And I'm going to attach also a lace or a ribbon. I forget that there, and it's like, oh my gosh, 1 second. So I'm bringing the ribbon and sticking it in the middle roughly, and putting my page back. I was really quick, so I didn't need to put more Mod Podge, but if it dries, well, you need to go ahead and do it. I'm calculating where to put the other side of the ribbon, and I'm making sure I mark it and I'll add more glue. And with that, it will be almost finished. We'll just need to reopen the holes again. So now putting the ribbon. Should have put some more glue on top of the ribbon, I forgot, but it anyway sticked really well. Hasn't moved, so that's good. And now pressing really hard, so then I make sure it really sticks. And that's it. And this really has become a really nice binder. Now let's reopen finally for a 3rd time the holes. And now I'm going to edge this. This is totally optional. If you don't have inks or anything, you could totally leave it as is, but I think it gives it a very nice touch. It really adds this sort of vintage look even more. And then I'm also doing something that I really like to do with cardstock, which is applying some Mod Podge in the spine. And that when it dries, it will shine a little bit. And if you add extra ink on top, it will really look like leather. Sorry, not sweat. I don't know why I said sweat. It's leather. Yeah, so I'm just drying or letting it dry. And then when finished, if you apply that ink, it really enhances that leather look even more. And now it's done. So now it's time to put the rings back. And then I'll just bind something, right? So I'm gonna quickly show you how it looks, all the finishing and everything. I think it turned out really beautifully. If you want to do your own, you can go to Amazon and buy my books. So then you can do not one but many binders, because there are many models of those papers. And I think I'll use mine to keep some art journaling inside, and I'll show you a sneak peek of what other project will come next, which will be the first page of this binder. This is how it opens. So this is the project that I'll do next. If you want to see how I do it, stay tuned and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss it. I'll use some of my stamps and some of my other books. I hope you like it. I'll leave you now some pictures so you can enjoy and see other details of this project. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And it will mean a lot if you wrote a comment, because I really like them and I respond to them when I can. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!